Hi, I'm Simon Barthold and I'm the ASICS International Research Consultant. And I want to talk to you today about a great new range of ASICS footwear you're going to see. It's called the 33 Collection by ASICS. And my role today is basically to explain some of the research behind this product. I guess you'd all be aware that ASICS is a scientifically driven company. We do everything on the basis of research, and this is certainly true for our new range. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about two studies that were looking at the benefits of maybe using a less structured shoe that was lighter, and trying to understand whether there's a benefit in changing from a heel strike pattern to a forefoot strike pattern. The two studies are fascinating because one is a study that only looks at a computer model and the other one involves real live people. The computer model is a very recent study, and basically what happens here is we can create a virtual model in a computer and we can do all sorts of testing on this particular model. In this particular case, we were interested to know what would happen when you took the model which created a heel strike pattern and moved that to a forefoot strike pattern, and what the actual energy cost was to this particular athlete. Now, you'd all be aware that when you're running longer distances, energy cost is everything. It's what makes you tired. So if we can identify that there's a change or a reduction in the cost of energy, then that's a great thing for an athlete, especially a distance runner. So this study looked at changing from a rear foot strike pattern to a midfoot strike pattern. And the fascinating thing was we would probably expect to see an increase in efficiency for a forefoot striker, but the exact opposite was found. In fact, this study found about a 7% reduction in the energy cost if you ran heel-toe rather than midfoot. This means quite a bit if you're running a marathon distance. 7% is a large figure. Let's skip forward to the second study, which was similar but actually involved real-life people. So 24 athletes, these are experienced athletes, they were all required to have as a baseline their normal selected running styles. So some were rear foot strikers, some were midfoot strikers. And then the intervention was to take them from a rear foot strike to a forefoot strike, and then the reverse. So take them from forefoot strike back to rear foot strike. And again, what we looked at here was three different parameters. We looked at the kinematics, which is simply a description of how the foot and lower limb move. So joint angles of motion, that type of thing. We looked at the kinetics, which is the loading patterns that are applied to the foot, so ground reaction forces, pressure, accelerations. And then finally we looked at electromyography, or EMG, which is a measurement of the electrical signal in muscle, which tells us whether the muscle is becoming more active or less active, a very, very important thing in research. So what did we find? Well, again, very interesting results. We found that when we took the athlete from a heeled toe strike pattern to a forefoot pattern, there was basically no change in any of those parameters. So we saw no real change in the kinematics that we could measure. We saw no change in the kinetics. And most importantly, whilst we saw some across the board changes in EMG, they were not statistically significant. In other words, we could not say that there was a change in muscle activation patterns, which is very different to what we might expect to see. So I guess the relevance of all of this in relation to footwear design is we were very interested to try to understand whether we should change the platform for our new lightweight, destructured range, the 33 by ASICS. On the basis of what we're able to establish in the scientific literature and the research we do ourselves, we're going to stick with what we've known works well for a long time. And that is, we're going to stick with our 10mm platform in a shoe that's way lighter and a lot more flexible and offering a fantastic ride with comfort and lightweight for the athlete. That's the new 33 by ASICS. I hope you love it. It's going to be on the shelves very soon, and we think it's a fantastic product.